Okay guys, this is one of those topics that sounds a little crazy at first, but once you understand the biology behind it, it actually starts to make a lot of sense. Today we're talking about olive oil fasting and why some people are calling it an autophagy master switch. Now let's get one thing straight right away. This is not about starving and it's not some social media health trend. This is about how specific fats, especially extra virgin olive oil, interact with your metabolism, your insulin levels, and your cellular cleanup system, also known as autophagy. Let's get straight into this, guys. All I ask from you is just to hit the like button down below. It tells YouTube this is worth showing to more people. So if you like learning about health from a scientific perspective in a calm and collected way, consider subscribing too. So let's break this down in a way that actually matters. Okay, first, what is autophagy? Autophagy literally means self-eating, but don't let that scare you. It's your body's recycling and repair system. When nutrients are low, your cells go into cleanup mode, breaking down damaged proteins, dysfunctional mitochondria, and cellular junk that builds up over time. This process is strongly linked to longevity and metabolic health, brain health, and inflammation control. The biggest trigger for autophagy is low insulin and low amino acid signaling, especially low levels of a pathway called mTOR. This is why fasting works. When you take a pause on feeding, insulin drops, mTOR quiets down, and autophagy ramps up. Now here's where olive oil comes in, and this is the part most people don't understand. Not all calories behave the same way. Protein strongly activates mTOR, carbohydrates spike insulin, but pure fats, especially monounsaturated fats like olive oil, have minimal insulin response and don't significantly stimulate mTOR. So when someone does an olive oil fast, they're technically consuming calories, but metabolically, the body still behaves like it's in a fasted state. That's the key concept. And I want to just do a refresher on the whole mTOR part in case you may not know. Olive oil fasting helps keep mTOR from being activated. Now, mTOR, or mechanistic target of rapamycin, is basically a nutrient sensor in your cells, right? When mTOR is active, your body is in a growth and storage mode, which is great if you're building muscle, but it actually suppresses autophagy. Autophagy is your body's natural cellular cleanup system. It clears out damaged proteins, dysfunctional mitochondria, and other cellular junk, right? So if mTOR stays switched on, your cells don't get a proper chance to detox and repair themselves. That's why controlling mTOR with methods like olive oil fasting is so important. It lets autophagy kick in and do its full master switch cleaning job. Extra virgin olive oil is primarily made up of oleic acid, a monounsaturated fat that has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity and reduce inflammatory signaling. On top of that, high quality olive oil contains polyphenols like hydroxytyrosol and oleuropein, which activates stress response pathways linked to longevity, including AMPK, another pathway associated with autophagy. So instead of completely shutting down cellular repair, olive oil may actually support the environment that allows autophagy to continue, especially compared to eating proteins or carbs. Now let's talk about why people do olive oil fasting in the first place. Why should someone consider it? Some people use it as a way to extend the fast without feeling weak or dizzy, maintain low insulin while still getting energy, reduce inflammation while giving the gut a break, and support metabolic flexibility, teaching the body to burn fat efficiently. And for a lot of people, this makes fasting more sustainable, especially when full water fasting feels intense, for example. But let me be very clear here. Olive oil fasting is not magic, and it's not for everyone. Autophagy exists on a spectrum, not an on and off switch, as some may think. A strict water fast will likely induce more autophagy than consuming olive oil, but olive oil fasting may still allow meaningful autophagy activity, especially compared to eating normal meals. Think of it like this. Water fasting is a full shutdown of incoming nutrients. Olive oil fasting is a low noise metabolic state, enough energy to function, but not enough signals to shut down cellular cleanup, if that makes sense. Now here's where people mess this up. If you start adding protein, sweeteners, MCT oils mixed with carbs, you're no longer supporting autophagy. You're flipping mTOR and insulin back on. And if someone is doing olive oil fasting, it's typically small, controlled amounts, usually spaced out and paired with hydration, electrolytes, and rest. And now, let's talk about who should not do this. Stay away from this if you have a history of eating disorders, gallbladder issues, low blood pressure issues, or are pregnant or breastfeeding. This is not something to experiment with casually. And if you're diabetic or on glucose lowering meds, this is definitely a doctor conversation first. So if you're someone who wants the benefits of fasting but struggles with full restriction, olive oil fasting may act like a metabolic bridge, not a shortcut. And as always, consistency beats extremes. If you want for future videos, I can do a follow-up breaking down how long people typically do olive oil fasting, how much olive oil is used, or how it compares to intermittent fasting, OMAD, or other prolonged fasts. If this helped you understand autophagy in a clearer way, hit that like button down below. It really helps the channel, and you can watch my detailed video on autophagy here if you like this one. And until then, guys, I'll see you on the next one.